Hello, this is Sharon Mistretta, and welcome to the seventh in a series of lessons having to do with developing a three-question quiz in Scratch. So we have established that the user has entered either a 1, 2, or 3, or we have rounded it accordingly in case they have entered a decimal number. So now what we have to do is we have to determine if they have entered the right answer based on the current question. So I'm going to create a couple of nested ifs. So here I have my if, so that's if the current question is 1. But if not, I have to find out if it's 2. I'm going to put another if else inside of the else block. And then I'm also going to have to find out if it's a 3, if the current question is 3. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take an operator block, and I'm going to take the equal sign and place it into this little evaluation block. So if, now I'm going to find the data, if the current question is a 1, then I have to determine if they've gotten it right or they've gotten it wrong. So in order to determine that, I do need another if statement. So let's concentrate just on this true section here, if the current question is 1. So I'm going to take another if block and I'm going to place it inside. Now notice how it wants to expand. I could have encapsulated the whole if block, but I don't want to do that. I just want it inside of this true leg if the current question is 1. Let's see if they have answered it correctly. So I'm going to take my rounded to integer, and I am going to put an operator. So if, now remember, we have created our own variable called round to integer. So that's where our answer lives, the one that we can manipulate. So if round to integer, and remember that we have filled the correct answer. So it is primed, so to speak, for the current question number 1. Okay? So I have taken care of that inside of this first if block for the current question with the correct answer. So if it's the correct answer, then I'm going to come over to the looks section and I'm going to say, and let's go over to our worksheet, and we've established the correct answer sentence, and we're going to not leave that to chance or interpretation. We're going to stay to our specifications and copy it into there. I've also said that I am showing that for 3 seconds. So if it's correct, then I am going to tell them, great job, but I'm also going to change the current question by 1. So I'm going to increase it. So the current question is going to become 2. It primes me for the next question. And I'm going to change the user score. So I'm going to do a change the user score by 1. I'm going to add 1. So that's what that's doing. So I'm giving them a point for getting the question right. Else, here is where I want to correct them, because for the question 1, okay, this is octal. So I want to make sure that I correct them right away, because as I had already mentioned in a previous video, evidence has shown that if you don't correct a student right after their answer, then they can remember the wrong answer as being the right one. So we are going to correct them right away if they got it wrong. So here in the else, I am going to say, else they got it wrong, right? So I'm going to say the numbering system of base 8 using digits 0 through 7 is called octal. And then I'm also going to say, and let's go over to our document. These are my notes for my doctorate. And we are going to say your answer is incorrect. Okay, so let's just put that general answer. Your answer is incorrect. So we're notifying them that they have done the incorrect answer. Okay? And then we're going to show that for 3 seconds. Let's just see what we had said. 3 seconds. Okay, so we're going to put 3 and 3. All right? So that takes care of it if the question is 1. So now we're going to do the current question. So here, if the current question, so we have to grab an operator and ask the question. If the current question is 2, the second question, okay, and we have to grab another if statement. And we are going to go to the operators. And we are going to ask it if the round to integer is equal to the correct answer. Then I duplicated the little block there. I said, great job, you entered the correct answer. I changed the correct question by 1 and the user score by 1. I duplicated that by right-clicking on this block. So I right-clicked on it and said duplicate. Okay, that's how I did that. Else, I'm going to right-click here and duplicate and place it in here, but I have to change that sentence, right? So the current question for number 2 has to be that that is the binary question. So here, the numbering system using base 2 digits is binary. So I'm going to copy that error message. And I'm going to place it in here. So question 2, they have to be corrected that the answer is binary. And what I want, let's see, to do here, the last one is to find out if the current question is equal to 3. Current question. And that is equal to 3. I want to get another if statement, if else. Place it inside of there. If the rounded answer, so I need to get an operator and place the equals, need to ask it if it's equals. If the rounded integer is equal to the correct answer, I'm going to right-click on this say and duplicate and place it under here, so I don't have to do that again because it's the great job, you entered the correct answer. Else, I'll duplicate this so I don't have to grab those blocks again, but I do have to change this because question 3 has to do with hexadecimal. So the hexadecimal correction answer is here. Copy it. And then I am going to paste it into here. Now, if you recall, we have the situation where we have one last else, and here I am just going to, this is for my debugging and modifying of the program, and I'm just going to place in here error with current question. I'll know what variable is going wrong. Okay, and let's move that to 5 seconds. Okay, one thing that I want to do, let's see, we've changed the question by 1. We also have to, when they do answer the wrong answer, I do have to change the current answer by 1, because you still have to advance that. So I am going to, in the error section, I am going to change the current question by 1. I'm going to make that increase. So essentially what that's doing is that is moving along the quiz. Okay, so I'm going to change, let's see if I can move that. Okay, and this is going into the error section. So change current question by 1. Okay, so this is the error section, the 2 says, and the change question by 1. And then here we have the last error section, and we're going to change current question by 1. So essentially it's stepping it through by 1, 2, and 3. So now what I need to do is I need to just code a routine that is going to move along the program, move along to the next question. And I'm going to be calling that particular routine next question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover that in the next video.